or Pegasus, just another way to get the bloodthirst going. And now I'm just going to start hate drafting, I think. The mana list could be handy. Looking at my stuff, not really, doesn't look like I'm going to be splashing. So I think I'm just going to, yeah, I'll pick it up. What the heck? We'll see what we get. I might be able to splash some black or something. Let's see. I'm sick of playing the Aven Fleetwing. I don't want to have to keep playing against that guy. Because flying defense is really hard to find. You either have a flyer or you don't. There's, I think, one reach, maybe two. There's the giant spider and the Stinger Fling spider, and I think that's basically all the flying defense you have. So flyers in this set are really good. The one thing that flyers do die to a lot, though, is removal, like shocks, incinerates, plummets, stuff like that. And so he gets around a lot of that. Having hexproof keeps him safe from plummets, from even the Gideon's Lawkeeper. He can't target him. Oh yeah, Arachnus Spinner, that's the other one. But he's rare, so you don't really see him that much. I'm picking the Flash Freeze just because I don't like it. And the Fling is usually not playable. It's you're 2-for-1-ing yourself. But that counterspell, I've lost to it in pretty hairy situations. It's not good. Flame Drop. Oh, that's one of those tough ones. I don't like playing the fatter creatures in this set because I sometimes can't even get to that point in the game. But I think 6 mana is playable. 7 or 8 mana, I start getting my doubts. Sarah Angel is a lot easier to play, but Flame Blast Dragon pretty much wins the game as soon as it attacks. So that's the pick there. And we got another Minotaur. I definitely think that's the pick there. I'd like some smaller creatures. The Goblin Piker would be nice. I'm seeing even more green, solid green cards, but I'm not going to be picking those. I can't wait to play against them. That should be very interesting to see what kind of green deck someone's going to build. The Swiftfoot Boots, I'd really like to hear some opinions about because I keep seeing people playing it, but I don't like it. It does nothing to the power and toughness, so I'm really iffy about using an entire card on it. But Hexproof seems to be pretty good in this set, so it might be worth running. I'm not sure. Let's see. And I guess I'll pick up the Griffin Rider just to make sure. We haven't really seen any Griffins, so I don't think it's worth it. I guess another Mana Lift would be kind of nice. I'm not sure how I want to do this. Yeah, none of these are really pickable. I guess I'll grab the Buried Ruin in case I get past an artifact or two. I guess it'll help the Rusted Sentinel. Looking at these, we have that's one of the playable Griffins. That's another playable Griffin. I also like Shock though. That should help me get my Minotaurs up. I'm not liking how most of my stuff is top end of the curve. So I'm going to want some stuff that clears the way to make sure that my Bloodthirst gets through. Looking at this, speaking of lower end of the curve, I'm going to need some 2 mana and 3 mana creatures, and the Fiery Hellhound fits right into that. So so I'm definitely going to snatch that up. Siege Mastodon would probably be a fun card to have, but we've got plenty of 4 and 5 mana creatures anyway, so I'm not too worried about that part of the curve. Looking at this right now, Warhorse and Colossus are going to be the 2 that I want in this deck. We don't have that many white, so I'm going to stay away from the white. I'm going to try to go mono red if I can. I probably won't, but I don't want any double white. That's going to be way too hard to cast with the amount of white creatures, white spells that I have. Mighty Leap, actually. Celestial Purge would usually be my pick here, but enabling Bloodthirst is really my worry right now. So I think I'm going to go with the instant that can get my guy flying for a turn. And moving on, we have another Sentinel. I think I'm going to pick that. That really helps with the Bloodthirst too. So we're getting past some really solid Bloodthirst enabling here. So this should be a really fun deck. In most sets, I would go for the Artifact Enchantment removal, but it seems in M12 that's not that big a problem. Auras can be pretty much dealt with a Doomblade or something like that. Celestial Purge, I'm not too worried about removal. I just want to beat down, so I'm going to pick up the Beater. And same thing here, pick up the Beater. I'm not in green, not in blue. I don't mind them having those creatures. We talked about Elixir of Mortality earlier. I'm not a big fan of it. And Bloodseeker just kind of sucks. He doesn't even get Bloodthirst. I'm kind of mad that they put that in because he's even got blood in the name. He essentially deals damage, but he doesn't do Bloodthirst. So I wish they hadn't put that in this set specifically because it's only going to confuse new players. Doesn't confuse me. I get it, but I'm not who the core set is geared toward. So yeah, it looks like I'm going to be going mostly red. Probably a couple white spells. The Lawkeeper should be handy. Some of those Pegasus, whatever you want to call those. So let's see. Let's throw in the Minotaurs, the Arsonist, Shock, Hellhound, Pikers. I'm just doing a once-through first to make sure all my favorite cards get in, and then we go over it another time to make sure see which you could call them the second tier of cards that I'm not too big a fan of, but I'll put in to fill up the rest of the deck. Like the Bonebreaker Giant, I'd much rather have oh crap, hold on, I put something else in. Double click that instead of single clicked it. I'd much rather have a Minotaur than the Giant, but the Giant's still a pretty solid late game pick. Yeah, I guess Goblin Warpaint can go in. I'm alright with that. I don't like playing it. I think it's a fun card. I like auras in general, but it's not good. I don't think it wins games. It's fun, but it doesn't win games. And I also like putting these in, even though there's a pretty high chance that they're not in black or red, but the chances that they're in one, like a green-black deck or a red-white deck, is pretty high. And put that in, whatever. And the dragon. Alright. So that's my deck. I'm going to stop the broadcast here and then restart it once I get in the game.